Hi, good evening. I'm Laurie Christensen. I'm the Harris County Fire Marshal. Tonight, approximately 7:35 p.m., there was an emergency that occurred at LyondellBasell, located here in LaPorte, Texas, right off of Miller Cutoff Road. What occurred was a chemical type explosion release, very small in the scale of it was just in plant. That being said, the chemicals were methyl iodide, hydrogen iodide, and methyl acetate. It is a chemical acid used in food grade vinegar. The issues that occur is severe burns, harmful if swallowed, toxic if inhaled, and harmful to the skin. Unfortunately, there were several patients. We have 31 that are considered green, which means they're walking, but we're still being deconned and reviewed for any other symptoms. We have 5 that are yellow, which means they're being treated here on scene. We had 2 that were red. One was life-flighted, and one was sent to the hospital via ambulance. And unfortunately, we have 2 that have passed away here on scene. We do know that the impact was contained here to the plant. Harris County Pollution Control has been out doing monitor outside the plant. We also have been doing monitoring inside the plant, and there are no impacts to outside or inside the plant. In addition, LaPorte Fire Department is out here. We have members of the SEMA, Channel Industries Mutual Aid. As far as the emergency responders that work here, they are also here. And we have the Harris County Hazmat team that will be deconning and actually going into the scene, performing additional reviews and surveys to ensure everybody is out, and then also working with the medical examiner once they get here. We also know that the Precinct 2 Commissioner Garcia's office and Judge Hidalgo's office has been notified. They're putting out information on their social media, as well as LyondellBasell and as well as the Harris County Fire Marshals is as well. I think the main thing I want to say is please keep the families of these victims and those that are injured in your prayers, the staff that is out here, and the first responders that are out here. This is going to be a very long night. The investigation is just starting. At this time, it appears that Harris County Fire Marshal's office will be doing an investigation. We'll also be working with our Harris County Sheriff's Department, as well as Harris County Pollution Control, and we'll be also working with the Harris County Medical Examiner. But again, the investigation's just starting. We don't really know much about it. We don't know how this occurred, but we do know we have injuries. We do know we have fatalities. And what we'd like to say is we can give you more information. We're hoping by 6 a.m. We do know that LyondellBasell has released a statement. So if you will follow them at LyondellBasell, and as well the Harris County Fire Marshal's office will be sending out information on social media.
Heard that it was acetic acid. Are those 3 chemicals that you mentioned what's in acetic acid, or are those individuals?
So those are the chemicals. Those are acetic acid type chemicals, but they're used to make products that we use, whether in medical supplies and vinegar, but obviously very diluted. So this is a chemical processing plant. So what you're going to find is they're going to have these type of chemicals. So what we know, again, we're going to be doing the investigation, but sometimes the terminology in these situations, when there's a leak, you think of something pouring out. A leak can also be something exploded off the top and the chemical came out. So once we get into the investigation, we'll be able to specifically detail that out. But when that came out, obviously it impacted a lot of people. So at this point, we, the Fire Marshal's office, are calling it a chemical explosion until we know more. So you're going to have irritants to the skin, you're going to have burns to the skins, difficulty breathing and swallowing.
Do you know anything about what their jobs entailed or what their jobs?
Again, we're just now, because this is such an active scene, we're taking care of those that have been injured. We haven't been able to get involved and look into that just yet. Main thing right now we're doing is we want to take care of those individuals that have been affected and make sure that we're talking to the families. And I think that's what our focus needs to be at this point. I'm sorry?
Can you tell us a little bit more about that decon process that you mentioned and what that entails?
So the decon process, and y'all may have heard recently we had some other things that we do. What happens is we have to ensure all the people's clothing is taken off. We put them through a rinsing solution. then a drying solution, and we have to completely saturate them and make sure all those chemicals are off, and then ensure they get taken to an area for review by the EMS personnel. Okay, we'll be back here by 6 a.m. I'm going to get LyondellBasell. We'll also have a rep from there. We should know more at that time, and more about maybe we'll have gone in there and be able to give you more information.
Just making a question. At what point, I know you said the call came around 7:35, but what point was this declared a mass casualty event? And were authorities immediately notified as such?
What I can tell you, the call came in. They made the calls to the fire department. They made calls to Channel Industries Mutual Aid and local law enforcement. So when you start calling it a mass casualty is when they start determining how many victims. So I would tell you and injuries they have. So I can tell you that occurred very quickly. I don't have the times with me though. Okay, thank y'all so much. At this time, I don't have that information. Thank you.
And so everybody's been accounted for, right? You don't have anyone who's not accounted for?
So at this time, we do have our hazmat team going in. Harris County Fire Marshal's Office hazmat team is going in to start doing secondary searches to confirm that everybody is accounted for.
Do you have any reports that there may be some people missing?
There's PAR being taken. There could be some possible that some people are unaccounted for, but again, the plant is trying to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be so they can check that. But I don't want to tell you that there's actually people missing because they don't know that at this time. I haven't been given that confirmation. Okay, thank you.